What's up, y'all? Big Will here from the Omega Moo crew. And as y'all saw in the intro, we're going to be talking about how to handline today out on the river. It's a great way to fish. It's what I do the best, what I enjoy the best. This would be like a part one basic how-to. I'm going to demonstrate everything that I do. And then we'll have a part two out on the river with, I'll show it, demonstrate it live. Me and Roy will do it live for you guys right on the river, showing exactly what I'm going to show you today. But obviously today we're not on the river. So the things that you need, like you saw in the intro, we got to have a reel. This is an A&S reel. You can get a red cap or a gold cap. They're all, to me, equally as good. This is a very good reel. The gold cap is good too, red cap, like I say. But this is your main, this is the main ingredient right here. You got to have the reel. Got to have a shank, which is this piece here. It attaches to your cable on the reel. It's just a snap swivel. You're going to have leaders coming off of this. The bottom end is going to be a weight. Depending on how deep you are, your weights are going to run half pound up to pound and a half. I've never used anything heavier than that. And of course, lures. Got to have the lures. I usually run Rapalas, 9s, 11s, or 13s. I know you guys are familiar with those. That's what I run. Leader material, I use the Mason line, the hard Mason line, 25 pound. You can use whatever you like, but this is what works the best for me.
What pound test?
I use 25 pound Mason. All right. These shanks I make myself, but you can get them at your local bait shop. Rule of thumb on these, when you're making your leaders or attaching your leaders, is every inch up from the bottom of your sinker. Rule of thumb is a foot a leader. So you're 5 inches up, you want a 5-foot leader there if you're going to run a leader on the bottom. 20 inches up your shank, you're going to want a 20-foot leader, and so on and so forth. You guys who are interested, you're going to just be starting. So I'd recommend just running you one leader, maybe a 20-footer. And because of our rule of thumb, like I said, you're going to be about 20 inches up from the bottom of your shank. All right. So we'd attach a leader here, say, and you'd have a 20-foot leader, and this bad boy is going to be on the end of it, down there doing damage for you.
That's a bad dude.
All right. These are the main components: the reel, your shank, your weight, and your leader. Like I say, we're just starting, so you start off with one leader at first, all right? Now, when you're out on the river and you're just getting started, you have your leader attached here. You're going to have your lure on your gunnel, side of your boat, or a little hook maybe you may have installed in there, just hanging there waiting for you to get to it. You lower your weight in, all right? You start feeding that down. You get to where your leader's attached. You take that lure, you fling it into the river. Let the line play out, all right? Then you let it all the rest of the way down to the bottom. You are always in contact with this cable. Never, ever wrap around your finger out there, guys, okay? Because if you do and you get snagged, guess what? There goes that finger, all right? And it has happened to people. I don't know if you see them old guys out there like this and they're still pulling wire. That's what happened.
Yes, sir.
So I don't want you guys looking at your graph either at first. We're going to do this all by feel, because once you get it dialed in by feel, then you can look at your graph and see what speed you're at. then you can try to dial in and lock in there. But let's get it by feel first. And even after that, you don't even got to look at the speed because you know it's right, because you know exactly how this is going to feel in your hand. That comes with time. Anyhow, this weight's going to be on the bottom of the river. You're going to be going upstream against the current, all right? In a zigzag fashion, upstream. Not straight. You can catch a lot of fish just pulling straight up river, but once you guys get good at this and you're running 2 or 3 leaders, you want them spread out against the current, not in a straight line, all right? You want to zigzag back and forth upstream against the current, very slow. So you're going to be, there's always going to be tension on this cable, all right? All you want to do is you're going to feel that weight. It's going to be ticking the bottom. Boom, it hits. Lift up a little bit. Drop it back down. Boom. Every time you feel that tap, you want to pick up on it, all right? Boom, let it hit the bottom. Bring it back up. Boom, let it hit the bottom. Bring it back up. That's all we're talking. About that much. We're not doing a big, motion, just skimming along, nice and easy. You're letting that weight hit the bottom. You're not dragging it on the bottom, you're just tapping it. This is what you're going to feel hitting the bottom of the river, all right? As you're pulling that cable, this is what it's doing. As you're going upstream, that's all you want it to do. When you got this out there, you do not want this cable coming straight out of the back of your hand. You don't want it to be straight out. You're 150 yards down the river. You don't want that. And you also don't want it coming out of your hand straight down either, because then you're suffering. Your presentation will be suffering. If my hand is here, you don't want this cable straight back. You don't want it straight down. You want it a nice 45-degree angle. Somewhere like that, all right? Coming out of the back of your hand, 45-degree angle. And you're just steadily tapping. It's going to be putting, your leader's going to be coming off of here. And that Rapala's going to be back there doing its thing. This is how you want it to look. If this is the bottom of the river right here, that's how you want your shank to be. This is how you want. That's a perfect presentation there. Your leader going to be coming straight off, and the lures are back there working. Bounce. You're just bouncing it. Tap, tap, tap. That's all you want. Again, like I said, you don't want it coming straight down. You don't want it coming straight out of the back. You want it about right here. Somewhere in here is where your presentation will be perfect and where you're going to pick up your fish. All right. How does a fish feel on this when they hook up? You'll be pulling along after you get used to this weight and what it feels like. You'll be pulling along, and all of a sudden, it's just another weight on your line. You're going to know. You might think you're snagged for a second, but no, that's a walleye. How we bring the fish in, you just slowly feed your line, feed the cable back into the reel. All right. Once you get your shank up to the boat, you'll see what leader it's on. You can go ahead, put your weight in the bottom of the boat. If you're running 2 leaders, what I do, I put the top one over the back of my head if that's the leader that the fish is on, and then I work with that second one. And all you do is you're feeding that mason line, your leader line, back into the bottom of your boat. It's going to coil nicely most of the time in front of you. You'll get to the fish. He'll be on the back of here. And what I do is I just flip that leader, the Rapala and the fish all into the boat. Flip them right in. You don't want to, at least I don't. I don't use a net or none of that stuff. I flip them right into the boat. And unhook them, put them in your cooler, let your Rapala back out, and you're back fishing. And then we're back to doing this again, right? This is the important. We're back to, this is your angle. You're just pulling it, bouncing it off the bottom. Hey guys, it's going to happen. So it's going to even after you get good at this, it's going to happen. What happens? What do you do when you get snagged up? All right. So all of a sudden, you're in the rocks, and you're going to have cable coming out. Don't panic. Don't panic. let the cable, let it go out. Don't try to hold it. Just let it go out. What you want to do, guys, is start going in a circle. All right. This is locked in the rocks. So you're going to want to go in a circle around this thing. All right. Keep pressure on the line, and you're trying to get that thing out of there. So keep pressure on it. Usually on that back end of the circle, this will dislodge, and then you can get all your cable back in. But just go in a circle. You might have to go in a circle 4 or 5 times before it gets loose. It will most of the time come loose. If not, have your wire cutters there, your cable cutters. It will happen. You're going to lose your whole rig. It's part of it, especially when you're learning. But even, like I say, when you get good at it, you know, it's part of it. But make sure you're on this side. Got to hold on your cable, cut back here so it don't all go back into your reel. And we just start over, you know what I mean? It's all right. It happens, but it's an easy fix. You're just going to crimp another good snap swivel on here and, you know, start back over. That's all there is to that, getting snagged, guys. It will happen, but it's not the end of the world. We can work through it. All right, and that's, guys, the basic overview of how to do this. Like I say, on part 2, when we get out there, and I'm going to demonstrate this live for you. You know, we have a lot of videos coming to the Moo page, and I'll show you guys all this in action. It's a little bit, it may be a little bit difficult to understand it while we're not on the water, but in the meantime, this is what you guys need to get. Reel, the shank, your weights. Get a couple of Rapalas. Don't go crazy, you know, don't go buy everything. You know, you don't need every custom that's out there. Just get, you know, a couple of Rapalas, get your mason line, a couple weights. On the shank end of the leader, I just use a snap swivel, your basic snap swivel. And then on the Rapala end of the leader, I just use a snap. And I didn't want anything, this might sound silly, but I didn't want any weight on the front of this lure any more than I needed, you know, just in case it messed with the action or something. So I just use a snap. Just your basic, I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but it's just your basic snap. It'll go to the nose of the Rapala. And on the leader end, or the shank end of your leader, it's a snap swivel, just a basic snap swivel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Like I say, on part 2, we're going to put this all into action for you guys. You know, me and Roy, I'll show you. We'll do it during the daytime so everybody can see. I do most of this at night. You don't have to, but that's usually when I slip out to do it. So in the meantime, you guys get these, whoever's interested, get these pieces, and we'll put it all together on part 2 and show it to you guys live on the river. So springtime's right around the corner. We're looking forward to giving you guys lots of content this year at the Omega Moo Crew. You guys like, subscribe. I will answer questions. You guys have questions about this. Like I said, I know it's just a general overview, but I'll monitor the comments and I will answer any questions you guys may have. And we will see y'all on the river, right? So, woo out!